Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Hari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiram Vanachari Jamuna Tiram Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Hari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiram Vanachari Jamuna Tiram Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitya Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare Bol. Nitya Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It's our extremely good fortune to have the association of His Grace Kalakantha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji is a senior disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he's serving as an initiating guru also in our movement. So at a very early age, in 1972, just at the age of 18, he received a book, Sri Ishopanishad, from the Harinam party, Sankirtan team, and then just by reading that book and visiting the ISKCON temple and tasting the first samosas which were served there,
That was it.
he decided to join the temple. He shifted full time just at the age of 18. Of course, already he was a seeker. He was not allured by the glamorous life of US at that time. A lot of confusion West at that time. So he was already seeking and going through many spiritual literatures, meeting many personalities. But when he met devotees and when he read the Ishopanishad, then he got full understanding of what spiritual life is all about. So in 1973, Srila Prabhupada initiated him, both first and second initiation together. And then further, he stayed in the Brahmachari ashram for 10 years, and as a Brahmachari, he was a part of the VVT Library Party. He was leading the New Bhakta program in ISKCON Los Angeles. And he is one of the pioneers of youth preaching. So he started college preaching in Newark, Delaware, etc. And later on, after getting into Grahastha ashram, he did a very wonderful service of helping ISKCON North America to shift to a congregational-based movement, both as a temple president as well as a consultant. He also served as an editor for Back to Godhead magazine and as a secretary for ISKCON's GBC. So this was a very important phase in ISKCON's movement, because during Srila Prabhupada time, ISKCON was primarily a temple-based movement. Everyone was within the temple. Brahmacharis were of course there, but even the congregation was full-time and they were staying in temple. So after Srila Prabhupada's departure, many changes happened, and one of those was, our movement shifting to congregation-based and congregation shifting out of temple. And it was a very different phase. Nobody knew what to do. Many people have joined temple and they have left their studies and etc. also. Now they have to go back in the world and make a living. It was a tough phase. So Prabhuji did a lot of good work in that time as a consultant also, as a president also, to organize it well, and that was a very wonderful service. And then in 2006, he came to Gainesville, Florida, where the Food for Life program has been constituted long time back, when Amarendra Prabhu and his good wife, Mataji, they were doing that. And then he organized it that not only distribute prasadam, but you contact and you cultivate also. So he started a concept called Krishna House, where those who want to experiment, because in US, it's not easy to influence people. People are highly individualistic and they make their own choices. They're not influenced by parents or relatives or friends so much. They want to try it out, and if they like it, then they will commit to it. Otherwise, there's no way. So there was no program in ISKCON, because the New Bhakta program is mostly like you recruit and you forcibly shave up. And when Prabhuji joined, the day he joined, next day he was shaved up and given saffron. That's all. so that was ISKCON in those days. You go around for Harinam, whoever follows the Harinam party, you get him in and let him stay for one night, wake him up for Mangal Aarti and shave him up and put tilak, give saffron, and you are a ISKCON, brahmachari. That was the era. So he started Krishna House, different places, different centers. But the main purpose is to recruit interested youth, give them an experience while following certain standard. It is not the full standard, but chanting 8 rounds, following the regulative principles, coming for the morning program at certain point of time, so that gradually they can make a choice. And this program has been one of the most successful, training and recruitment program in the entire USA. Almost 400 plus youth have got trained through that. We have one here, Prabhu, who went from Mumbai and he was staying in Krishna house, and then he got very committed. He and his good wife, both of you are there, right? And I had my Pathpradarsha Guru also. Yeah, here is the Krishna house. You can
No. That's the old days. That's when you shave him up the next day.
Yeah. So many devotees have received that benefit. Many people have become very committed devotees through that. Many have become well-wishers. They understood the philosophy and continue to practice. So this is a very pioneering program. Along with that, he has been gifted with the ability to turn prose into poetry. It's just miraculous. So Srila Prabhupada converted Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to Bengali, called Gita Ragan. Entire Bhagavad Gita in poetry form in Bengali. And then Prabhuji, as a service to Srila Prabhupada, converted that Gita Ragan into English poetry. We had a session in which we sang the 15th chapter. It was just amazing. So we have that book here also, Gita Ragan. And then there are other books which are like Bhagavatam, first canto, and first and second?
First and second and 10th.
First and second, yeah. So that is also from Sanskrit verses just into English poetry, easy to read. Then Sharanagati, the book written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, combination of songs, 50 songs. So they are into Bengali, and the translation is English poetry. So it's one poetry, another poetry, because what to do? We are now all Englishmen. English has become main language. And similarly, the 10th canto, the sweetest part of Srimad Bhagavatam, the entire 10th canto, 3,600 verses, they have been translated into English poetry. So it's easy to read, easy to memorize, and very harmonious, very soothing, very sweet. So these all books are displayed here, and you can have a look at them at the end of the class. Prabhuji will personally sign also. So we are very fortunate to have him here. And this is the latest one. This is the current.
This is the ashram in Gainesville.
No, this is the ashram in Gainesville. You
Krishna
can
house,
see the
yeah.
happy, enthusiastic, wonderful devotees. All youth, because the college has almost 60,000 youth just next door, 3 blocks away. So huge college campus actually. And Prasadam distribution program has gone, has been started during Srila Prabhupada time and has been going on without any break. And many people have been attracted to Krishna consciousness through this program. So we're very happy that Prabhuji is here for a few days, and he's been traveling extensively in Pune. He's been here, then he went to Vishalnagar, went to Orli Kanchan, Dada Kunjwari Temple, Hinjewadi, and back here. Now we're fortunate to have a whole series of classes by Prabhuji. Let us welcome him to Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Temple by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare.
Along with all this, he's very expert into fund collection strategies also. Just now I'm doing a GVC college course, and that was that donors pyramid, the 2 courses.
Yes.
I was just going through that yesterday.
Yes.
So he's very expert in that, and also in resolving the disputes. So you've done a course on that also. Sort out, mediate, the dispute which inevitably come in our mission. So let us hear from Prabhuji for today, tomorrow, and Monday, right? Monday's camp.
Monday's
We're
going to go back.
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Hare.
Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. That makes me sound a lot better than I am. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It's wonderful to be here and see everybody.
इसका हिंदी जो अनुवाद है वो नीचे भक्तिवेदांता हॉल में हो रहा है, और FM 89.7 पर आप FM लगा के यहाँ भी बैठ करके सुन सकते हैं हिंदी अनुवाद, और अगर नीचे जाना चाहते हैं तो नीचे भक्तिवेदांता हॉल में हिंदी अनुवाद इसका लाइव हो रहा है. हरे कृष्ण.
Yes, I'll speak slowly for the translator. Thank you. Being an ignorant American, I speak only one language. Thank you for inviting me anyway. Today is the day after Gaur Purnima, big festival yesterday, and I was asked to speak some more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to extend the mood of this ecstatic holiday, the Vaishnava New Year. And it was so wonderful to see all the golden lights. It just immediately reminds you of Lord Chaitanya in his golden form. Such a nice temple, such a nice management. So today is an opportunity to meditate further on the impact of Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna combined, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya, because Krishna wants to taste the love that Srimati Radharani feels for him. Krishna has everything, but when he sees the love that Radha feels for him, he wonders, what is that like? I cannot understand that love. And so he wants to experience it, therefore he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he comes not in the role of an avatar, but in the role of a devotee. Srila Prabhupada gives the example. He said, if you want to massage me, and I know where to put, I will show you like this. So in the same way, Lord Chaitanya comes and says, like this, you please Krishna. He is showing us how we can please him, please Krishna. So it's the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that the Krishna consciousness movement spread to places such as the one where people like me are born, and we don't have the advantages of Sanatana Dharma in our family heritage, in our culture. It is all based on intense sense gratification. And so this mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is such that even very unqualified people can take part in serving Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this possible. In fact, he and his associates found the storehouse of love of God, the storehouse of love of God packed with bhakti. They opened the door and they began to eat the contents. Sri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, and Shivas. They were eating, and the problem was the more they ate, the more the supply increased. So they began inviting everybody and distributing it as fast as possible, and still the supply increases and increases. There's no movement like this Hare Krishna movement. Here in India, there are many Hindu movements, many religious movements, and they have wonderful establishments. Some of them are deep in philosophy or tradition. What sets ISKCON apart is its ability to touch the hearts of people from every background. Because Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Saruka Bunoe Shravanade Sudi Chitte Karya Udoe. Loving Krishna is natural, it's dormant in every heart. And by this process, introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shravanade Sudi Chitte, then Karya Udoe, this love of Godhead is awakened. So we have to be a little bit diplomatic when presenting Krishna consciousness in the West. We have to be a little accommodating. Both ways have been tried, very hardcore and very accommodating. And we have found that accommodating is actually what works. And then people will rise to their own level of strictness, their own level of sadhana. Srila Prabhupada introduced Krishna consciousness in New York in 1966 by saying, just add Krishna to your life. You don't have to make drastic changes, just add Krishna. So this has been our success in Gainesville at attracting some young people, that we just encourage them, just add Krishna. Yena tena prakarina mana Krishna naveshayat. Somehow or other think about Krishna, and the rules and regulations can come later. This was especially true when Srila Prabhupada began ISKCON. The first initiation he conducted, he did not say anything about the regulative principles. Did you know that? He gave initiation to his first 10 disciples, and then the next day one of them asked, Swamiji, now that we are initiated, are there any rules? He said, I'm very glad you are finally asking that question. This was how Srila Prabhupada successfully introduced Lord Chaitanya's movement, even in this materialistic place. When Srila Prabhupada first reached Boston in 1965, before reaching New York, the ship stopped in Boston. He got off the Jaladuta, and the captain took him around. And he was just astonished by what he saw. No one would have blamed him if he had just said to the captain, you know what, I think I'll just go back with you. He went back on the boat and wrote, Krishna, I don't know why you have brought me to this horrible place, but you must have some business for me here. The whole population is covered by the modes of passion and ignorance. How will they understand this transcendental message of Krishna consciousness? Still, he said, by your power, you can make my words effective. I cannot do it, but you can do it through me. So please make me your instrument. This is why Srila Prabhupada is our founder Acharya. We put ourselves in Krishna's hands fully. We no longer think ourselves the doer. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. We're very, very much conditioned to think ourselves the doer of activities. In material life, they are actually carried out by the modes of nature. But in spiritual life, if we surrender to Krishna, if we put ourselves in Krishna's hands, Krishna will act through us in his own sweet time and in his own sweet way. So in this mood of sharing Krishna consciousness, I want to revert back to Lord Chaitanya's time, 500 and, what is it now, almost 40 years ago? 539, yes, 539. And Lord Chaitanya had a different method of preaching. Most of the people he was preaching to already knew about the sattvic life to some extent. Maybe they were a little lazy about applying it. Srila Prabhupada once said that preaching to the Westerners is like waking up somebody who is asleep. Preaching to the Indians is like waking up somebody who's pretending to be asleep. So this straightforward approach is embodied in this beautiful song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Oh, we just lost our connection? What happened? Ah, we got it, okay. So we're going to sing this bhajan, which I've translated to English to help make it relevant for the Westerners. And I discovered that not many people actually speak Bengali outside of Bengal. How many people can speak Bengali here? See, okay, I rest my case. So maybe you'll find this helpful also. And you know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur and other acharyas in our line put the teachings of Lord Chaitanya into the vernacular language, the common language, so that people could readily understand them. And I'm hoping by doing this in English, others will be inspired to do it in other languages also, in Hindi, in Gujarati, Marathi, in Spanish, Russian. So if anyone is ever inspired to poeticize these bhajans, I'm happy to tell you what I have learned in doing this for the last 25 years now. So, all right, shall we try? All right. Do we have a microphone for the harmonium? Is that possible? Thank you. All right. Udiro Aruna Purabhabaje Vijamani Dora Mane Jage Bhakata Samuha Loya Sate Deva Nagara Vraje Seeing the first red of dawn in the east, up from his bed rose the gem of the priests. Joined by his bhaktas who gathered around, he danced through the countryside, hamlets and towns. He danced through the countryside. Tatai, tatai, bacholako, gana kana tahe jajeraro. Preme me dhala dhala sonara anga sarang menu pura bhaje. Tatai, tatai, sang drums loud and sweet. Kartals and wampers precisely can't be. Ankle bells jangling away just above. Gauranga's golden form trembled in love. Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari Bole no Bolo Reva Dana Bori. Niche Nidapa Segilore Rati Divasa Sharira Sache. Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari poured from the lips of the blissful devotee. People, they shouted your corpses at night, and all day you dress up your bodies just right. Hey mana durlabha manava deho payaki koro bhavana keho. Hey bina bhajile yashoda sutta charame pori belaje. Birth as a human is so very rare. You have this blessing but don't seem to care. Snubbing the worship of Yasoda's son. Slowly you dwindle, decay, and are done. Udita tapana hoile asta vinagelo bole hoi bebyasta. Tabe keno ebe alasa hoi na bhajare doyaraje. As the sun rises and as the sun sets, you waste another day without regret. Why are you idle, and when will you start to understand God who resides in your heart? Jivana nitya janharasa Tahenana vidha vipadabha. Namasraya kori jatane tumi taka panakaje. Life is as fleeting as dew on a leaf, always reflecting a spectrum of grief. What other service is equally sane as finding the shelter of God's holy name? Jivera kalyana sadhanakam jagate asye madhuyanam. Avidyatira tapana rupe hridgagane viraje. Call out for Krishna and make the sunrise, blessing and brilliantly lighting the sky. Both in your own and in everyone's heart, conquer your ignorance, rise from the dark. Krishna nama sudha koriyapan, jorayo bhaktivinoda pran. Nama bina kichuna hikoaro chauda bhuvana maje. Bhaktivinoda loudly proclaims, drink the pure nectar of Krishna's sweet name. These holy names are my very life air. Nothing in all 14 worlds can compare. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole. Kota Nidra Jao Maya Pishachira Kole. Jivas wake up, Jivas wake up, calls out Lord Gauranga. You sleep in the lap of Maya, why sleep any longer? Bhajivopo, Bhajivopo liya eshe, Sangsara bitore. Buliya rohile to me, avidyara bhare. At birth you had promised Krishna to relish his bhajan. You live in a world of darkness, your promise forgotten. Tomare loite ami, hoinu avatara. Amit bina bandhu ara, ke ache tomara. To save you I have descended in this incarnation. What other friend do you have to provide your salvation? Enecheo shadi maya nashibaro lagi. Hare Nama Maha Mantra lao to me magi. I brought you this medication, the perfect solution. Please take Krishna's holy name and destroy your illusion. Destroy your Bhaktivinoda Prabhu Charane Pariya. Say Hari Nama Mantra Loilo Magiya. Falling at Gauranga's feet, this Bhaktivinoda. Bhaktivinoda, begging for the Maha Mantra, receive that ambrosia. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare Bol. Nitai Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare Bol. Gaur Premanandi, Hare Bol. Jai Shri Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is such a great acharya for us because most of us are or will be householders. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a seeker also, you know. Although he grew up in the general Hindu tradition, he suffered many setbacks in his life, which made him question his faith. And so he began exploring the popular philosophies of the day, many of which were brought from Britain, or some hybrids of India and Britain thought, such as theosophy. So he studied Christianity, he studied theosophy, he studied many traditions, but was not finding satisfaction until he came to the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was in his 30s when this transpired, late 20s or 30s, when he had this revelation that right here, right in his own backyard, was this comprehensive philosophy that explained all of the issues that probing mind wants to know. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement was considered a very unserious movement, and practitioners were rather sentimental, perhaps ill-motivated, and not taken very seriously in society. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur found that the true and pure teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were still intact, but amongst the Babajis, and a handful of Babajis were still practicing and teaching pure. Actually, not teaching; they were still practicing purely. So, in their association, he managed to discover that the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were almost extinct. He could not find an edition for some time of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the foremost biography of Chaitanya. And so Bhaktivinoda resolved to not only embrace, but to practice and promote this nearly extinct tradition of Chaitanya Vaishnavism. So he began writing. He wrote 100 books, some of them in English, some which he sent to the West. And in these books and songs, many of them songs like these two we just sang, he captured the mood of Lord Chaitanya and the essential philosophy, which he expresses so beautifully in these songs. As I mentioned, there is no soft touch on the philosophy presented here. You know, you're wasting your life in materialism. You are sleeping in the lap of the witch of Maya. Why are you wasting your time? You have this rare human body. These are the kind of straightforward presentations you can make to somebody who has some understanding of the basic philosophy. Mostly that this life is just one of many lives. One great transcendentalist philosopher, American from the 18th century, wrote after visiting India, he said, "The West is the strange part of the world where people think they live only one life. It's still true today. When I was growing up, there was an advertisement, popular advertisement for a hair coloring product for the ladies, and it said, "If I only have one life to live, let me live it as a blonde." When people think they have only one life, then what other purpose is there in living than to get as much enjoyment as possible? You know it's going to fade away, your ability to enjoy, so you might as well get as much right now as you possibly can. There's a bumper sticker on some cars in the US that says, "Whoever dies with the most toys wins." Whoever dies with the most toys wins. That's very philosophical. People question, what is the meaning, what is the purpose of working so hard? You know, in the Shastras we read about the cyclical activities of human society: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So in simple terms, this means dharma. If you're responsible, you get up Monday morning and you go to work. And you work hard all week, and then on Friday, in many countries that's payday, so it's artha. Dharma followed by artha. Then when you get your paycheck, it's Saturday, you've been working hard all week, it's time for kama. And then after a wild night of kama, sense gratification, you wake up Sunday morning and say, "What have I done? Never again. Let me go to church and pray." And then it's Monday all over again. So this is the ordinary cycle of human life: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach prema pumartha mahan. The great artha, the great superior artha, or goal of human life is prema. And so for this reason, he gave us prema in a very convenient way. One simply has to chant the holy name. Lord Chaitanya himself was a great scholar, but he took Diksha from Ishwara Puri, just to set the example, yad yad acharati shreshtas. He took initiation, and later when he was questioned, why have you've taken initiation from a very worthy sampradaya, why have you now associated yourself with all these sentimentalists who are just chanting and dancing? So Lord Chaitanya explained, my spiritual master said I was a fool. I could not understand Vedanta. So he said, you just chant the holy name, you just chant Hare Krishna and you will come to understand the Vedanta. So Lord Chaitanya then further explained, when I chant, then I become ecstatic and I experience this praying. And my spiritual master is very happy to see this. Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that the spiritual master is very happy to see the disciple making more advancement, becoming more advanced. That is his success. He's not envious, he's happy. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained how the holy name transcends even study of the Vedas. Study of the Vedas is good. Austerity is good. Rituals are good. But if your rituals don't bring you love of God, what good are they? And if you have love of God, what is the need of rituals? See? So prema pumartha mahan means just going straight for the essence. This is what Lord Chaitanya gives in his instructions. Don't bother with all of these other distractions. We have to do them. We have to take care of our dharma and our artha, and to an extent our kama. But moksha automatically is included. But everything, the point is everything is included when we are in Krishna consciousness. This is one of the things that really attracted me to this wonderful movement and attracts so many people in my part of the world. You don't have to become a renunciate. You don't have to leave your ordinary life. Just add Krishna. This is what Lord Chaitanya is offering. Just add Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explains that even if we are chanting, even if we're committing offenses, the chanting itself will purify those offenses. Therefore, we have nothing to worry about if we are just taking Lord Chaitanya's order on our head. So any reflections on these bhajans, on these teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Would anyone like to share any questions? Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, so delighted to hear the bhajan. It is so nectar and I don't know how much Bhaktivinoda Thakur will be happy because the message is as it is, pure, simple, deep, direct. And you are just repeating and it's communicated already.
Yeah. So you're saying
Thank you so much.
you're saying I'm a plagiarist. I'm writing poetry, but I'm just copying from somebody else. You have exposed me.
I'm grateful that I want to be copier like you. Because that's the real preaching sitting on Vyasa. So grateful to you. I don't know how much Bhaktivinoda Thakur will be pleased and how much Prabhupada will be pleased with this.
Thank you very much.
With your 50 years of practice.
Hare Krishna.
I have no words to appreciate and I really thinking about doing it in Marathi.
Ah, please.
So
Yes, please do.
need your blessings and all the Vaishnava's blessings.
Yes.
Because such a message, the songs of Acharyas have everything in it. So you have, it's so sweet and wonderful to hear. So
Thank you very much.
very much.
This is
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, way back there we have a question. Can you speak it out loudly? I'll repeat it. Oh, no voice. Okay. Okay. Yes, that is my fond hope to please Bhaktivinoda Thakur by these translations. And please, Srila Prabhupada also translated some of these into poetry. Yeah, but he didn't do a lot, so he left some for me. Prabhuji, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a nice way of you put the English words in a very rhyming way, and it was very nice. Thank you so much for that effort. Actually, when you are explaining about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's message, etc., you were also telling that from West somebody came and he said that in West they think that only one life is there, let's enjoy.
Yes.
So in that, sometimes, even within me also, like that nature is there, in sense that sometimes very nice prasad comes or something, I feel that it is only one time I will get, let me grab it. Means it is not about prasad only, it's sometimes gossip also. Okay, such a nice thing is going on, let me hear. That is called, technically it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. So in that sense, so how do, I was thinking that because the quota of enjoyment and distress is fixed to great extent, so why to grab at one time that amount of pleasure? So that patience is needed. Is it because of lack of goodness in us, or there is something else which, because you are so much experienced in spiritual life, so I want to hear from you, your realized. At the same time, I just want to add one more thing, that sometimes it is very good to enjoy at one time concentratedly and become frustrated. That gives great renunciation. Otherwise, sometimes when the spaced enjoyment is there for a long time, the enjoyment is spread for a long time, it appears that in the mode of goodness, okay, I am peaceful, why to grow in that sense? So that renunciation doesn't come also. It is like on the flip side. So please share your thoughts on this problem.
Yes, there is a fire. Let me throw some gasoline on it so it will burn out more quickly. Srila Prabhupada uses a very strong word in this regard. He says the only way to deal with attraction is tolerate. You cannot just be murdered. Our material desires cannot be murdered. They just have to be tolerated. There's a beautiful example of Haridas Thakur, who was being solicited by the prostitute on behalf of the Mohammedan king. And Haridas could have said to this prostitute, "Go away, leave me alone." He could have cursed her, he could have condemned her. But what did he do? He said, "Please come, sit down. As soon as I finish my chanting, I will fulfill your desires." So this went on for 3 days, and finally, just by hearing the holy name, she became purified. And she said, she admitted what she was there for, and he said, "I know, I knew all along. I just wanted you to become purified by the chanting of the holy name. So now you stay here and you chant, and I will go away." And you worship Tulsi and chant and you will be fine. So that's what she became his disciple. And everyone was amazed. So the way that we deal with desires is to tolerate. We don't fight them. If we fight them, they win every time. So like the Bhagavad Gita explains in chapter 2, at the end of the chapter, that the desires that come up in our minds are like a river. But the mind of the yogi is like the ocean. So this river is always pouring into it, but the ocean is always still. So when we experience self-defeating desires, things that we know are bad, things that we know will not make us happy, and that pushings are there, then vacho vegam, manasa krota vegam, jiva vegam, udara pasta vegam. Tolerating them is the key to our spiritual advancement. It is said that one who is married laments and one who is not married laments. See? There is no escaping the lamentation in this material world. It's just simply which variety would you like. You see? And this is all Krishna's arrangement so that we will not become misled to think that this world is our home. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is inviting us back to the spiritual world with this very easy ticket. This ticket to the spiritual world, the holy name. The cure for our material disease, permanent cure. Srila Prabhupada was once asked, if I chant Hare Krishna, will chanting Hare Krishna cure cancer? Yes, he said. Would chanting Hare Krishna cure cancer? He said, yes. Chant Hare Krishna and you will never get cancer again. So we need to have the long-term vision, right? We are suffering from material desires in this world. That suffering, that desire is not going to go away. So therefore, instead of fighting, we say, yes, you please just have a seat. As soon as I'm finished chanting, I will certainly fulfill your desires. And this way, slowly over time, the desires begin to atrophy. You know this word atrophy? If you don't use a muscle for a long time, it begins to weaken. Atrophy. Yeah, it means it slowly weakens. Like if you break your arm and it's in a cast for a couple of months, when you get it out, then the arm is very weak because the muscle has atrophied. So we keep the desires, we are well aware of them, we don't fight them, we say, yes, you please wait patiently, I'll get to you. We make friends with our mind, right, instead of fighting. In this way we can learn to tolerate, and only by tolerance can we pass these unhealthy and unwanted desires. Jai Shishi Gaurnitai. Okay, is that all right, Prabhu? Have I solved all your problems in one answer? Okay, yes, these gentlemen on this side. Mike is coming, that's okay. Okay. Okay, yes, sir.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. It was really very great initiative, and with patience you have been translating all these important verses for last 30 years. Now, normally what we understand that this mantra is a vibrations which connect with the inner sense, and it makes the transformations, because this is called the godly language. Now, suppose if I am English speaking persons, there I can connect with my inner things with English. So now, is it going to have the same impact when we are learning in English, or as most of the acharya, including you, who have first got the connections, and then after that we learn this Sanskrit and Bengali?
Very good question, very good question. The answer is no. The power of the original is absolute, and it vibrates in the heart even if we're not consciously aware of the meaning. So it has a great spiritual benefit, and it's crucial to know both. Cannot just now, I only need to know English, I don't need to worry about this. No, we need to learn the Sanskrit and the Bengali. And then the English is like the chutney, you know. It doesn't make the meal, but it adds flavor. Is that all right? Okay, thank you for bringing that up. And Prabhupada said that about the about singing these bhajans and not knowing the meaning, that they would still have an absolute effect on us. Okay? Yes, Mataji.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for this so wonderful translation. It was very interesting. Also, how could we access these translations? Because I remember that little man right there in blue, Shyam Sundar, he's my son. And he was 3-year-old, and we used to, for Krishna conscious activities in Janmashtami, during Janmashtami and other festivals, we used to tell them about these translation. And it was later on, now that we have so many children in the congregation, and we are bringing them into, having this song. So it's very interesting for them with the actions. And, so I remember this, we are Gauranga's army. So I was looking for this song for so long, and I couldn't find. So my question is, where could we have this access? So how could we?
Yes,
Is it like easier? As in, we have KK song for all the bhajans.
Yes.
That we look it up instantly and we have it. And especially person like me, I am very challenged with technology. I am very far away with technology. It's something that doesn't help.
I appreciate that. I have 3 children, and our children also enjoyed these songs growing up. There were songbooks that are a little obscure. I don't know where they are online. From my side, I'm trying to put books in poetry that children can appreciate more readily. So I have books over here, Touchstone Media in Vrindavan supplies. And because I'm a plagiarist, I'm going to put them all free online so they can be accessible. All the songs, all the texts, and audiobooks also. So yes, children have a natural inclination for rhyme and meter. And our acharyas wrote with rhyme and meter. Today, popular poetry sometimes is called free verse. It has no rhyme or no meter. And it's kind of like playing tennis without a net, So, if you'd like to access whatever I have, I'm happy to share it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And you have a very nice young man here. I was watching him singing. He's rocking out.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you for your nectarian class. Please accept my humble obeisances as your aspiring servant.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, my question is how to bring that intense burning desire and that desperation for Lord's mercy.
Yes. If we voluntarily chant in the mood of intense desire, we can invoke it any time we are conscious and think of it. Hare Krishna. However, if we tend to get comfortable in our life, even our spiritual life, sometimes Krishna, out of his kindness, will make things a little difficult for us, and then we automatically call out with more sincerity, as Queen Kunti says, "Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribir Edamana Madak Puman." If somebody is comfortable in their life, it is very difficult for them to call out to Krishna with sincere feeling. So when devotees go through difficulties, we know it is not due to karma, it's Krishna karma. Krishna is putting that devotee through some purification for their benefit. And that will automatically incite us to call out with more feeling. When we are chanting, there's no need to disguise our feelings. Krishna is sitting in our heart. He knows what we're going through. So we can simply chant in the mood that we are actually feeling at that time. And in that way, when we are so inspired, we'll call out with great sincerity.
And Prabhuji, in material world, if we have so much achievements and name and fame, and we know it is pratikul to bhakti, so how to maintain that bhav, even if in material world we are like excelling?
Yes, we have to go to bed early at night and get up early in the morning. As early as possible, we're in bed during tamaguna hours, and then as early as possible, we're up during sattvaguna hours. If we chant the holy name before going out in the world or out to work, we'll be more immunized, like a vaccination, from the influences of the material world. Staying up late is surrendering to the mode of ignorance. Going to bed early and getting up early is going into the mode of goodness. That and sadhu sangha. We can, yes, we can be close with people, we can be friendly with people, but we share our hearts with the devotees.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. All right, so now time is up. Yeah?
Echoing what you already said.
Ah.
Prabhu's wonderful question. We have to tolerate this.
Okay, we have to tolerate, yes.
But you said that actually it's not that we have to give up enjoyment.
We don't have to give up enjoyment. We have to tolerate the urges for that which is out of bounds. Okay.
There are so many enjoyments in Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Prabhupada said our movement is eating, chanting, dancing and feasting.
Yes.
Prabhupada did say that. It is
Right.
a movement of rules, regulations, policies and
Exactly. Nobody can live without enjoyment. We cannot survive without enjoyment. We have to find enjoyment on a higher platform. The enjoyments in the material world are self-defeating. The enjoyments on the spiritual platform are anandam buddhivardhanam. They get better and better and better. So, yes, there's chanting, dancing, and feasting. And then there's other hobbies and recreation, right? In the yoga chapter in the Gita, Krishna says, Yukta hara biharasya yukta chetasya karmasu. Yukta swapna vabodasya yoga bhavati dukkha. By being temperate, regular, eating, sleeping, work, and recreation. Okay? Then one can conquer the miseries of material life. So what is our recreation? We need a hobby. We need things we enjoy. We need sangha that we enjoy, that we're just friends and revealing our minds to one another. This way we find enjoyment that is healthy and conducive for our spiritual life. Yeah, just rules and regulations will not sustain us. You're absolutely right. Okay? The pleasures of eating are there in Krishna consciousness. Have anyone noticed also? We have to just wait for a festival.
And there are so many festivals, and the kitchen team makes such amazing things.
So it's the kitchen's fault.
There is no, not at all. It's wonderful. And the pleasure of sex, so one can get married. So it's not that it has to be given up. And there are other pleasures like prajalpa, which Prabhu said. So that has to be given up. That's what Prabhupada said, and Madhavendra Puri would fear that.
Yes.
So there are some pleasures which are healthy and conducive that can be experienced, whereas some pleasures which are like sinful, they have to be given up. That's all. That's what I.
So there are 4 regulative principles. If we're in bounds there may be some wiggle room or room for mistakes here and there. We learn by experience. You know, we learn by experience that getting angry, for example, right? The vacho vegam, manasa, krota vegam. Getting angry is an indulgence. And when we indulge in getting angry, do we feel better? No, we feel worse. So we have to learn how to avoid making ourselves feel worse by indulging in anger. How do we do that? We have to forgive. If we don't forgive, then we'll be angry. If we carry a grudge, then we have to take birth with that person in our next lifetime. Right? So for our own sake, you know, we give up these indulgences. And you know, these things just happen if we stay in the sunshine of Krishna consciousness. Just like a coconut, the interior part separates from the shell if you leave it in the sun, right? So if we just stay in the sunshine of Krishna consciousness, slowly these material desires, they stop affecting us so much. And then when you shake a senior devotee, it rattles like a coconut. Because there's some separation. The desires are there, but they're no longer quite as influential. So please just stay in Krishna consciousness. If I can share anything with you, it's that. Just staying in Krishna consciousness. I brought this picture just to share with you. This is my 20-year-old self with Srila Prabhupada. See Srila Prabhupada, this is in Hyderabad in 1975. You see this Srila Prabhupada here, and this skinny guy with the glasses right there, that was me. And as I look at this picture, I see many of my exalted God brothers, God sisters who lived their whole lives in Krishna consciousness and now left this world. Somehow or other, if we can stay. The devotees who leave early, I feel like they finish their prison sentence early. and they are now free. And the worst criminals have to stay around, for longer term in the prison. My only qualification to be sitting here is Srila Prabhupada and the fact that I have continued to follow him. So if I can share anything, just stick with the process. And that's one thing. People my age are often full of regrets. You'll never regret it, staying in Krishna consciousness. This is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hare. If anyone is interested in any of these English translations of Bhagavatam or Gita or these songs that we're singing this morning, we have a few copies over here. I'll be happy to sign them for you. That's
Right. Okay. So we have an evening Bhagavad Gita class, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. today in the temple hall. Another few songs and explanations and discussion. And then tomorrow morning we have Sunday feast class by Prabhuji at 8:10 a.m. till 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Evening is, I think, youth festival. Right? Evening is youth. So we have these wonderful books. In fact, the entire song book, of which you saw just one sample, the entire song book, which is very popular in ISKCON by His Grace Achyutanand Prabhu those days, he translated. So the entire song book is translated, not just one song. You can have Gopinath, you can have Sadhu Goswami Ashtakam, or you can have even, Cheto Darpan Mardhanam Siksha Ashtakam or Guru Ashtakam. So entire thing is translated into English poetry. You can relish it. And then there are other books, as I told, the Sharanagati and the Canto 1, Canto 2, the 10th Canto, and then there's Offering to Srila Prabhupada in poem form. So there are wonderful books available there. Here, Premdas Prabhu is there. You can come here and get them signed. Let us express our gratitude to Prabhuji for so wonderfully inspiring us, enlivening us. Nobody slept. I mean, people did blink the eyes, but nobody slept. It was so enlivening to sing Bengali and then English, and then such a wonderful realized question and answer session, and satisfying Samarpan Gopro, which is very rare. So let us thank Prabhuji by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. His Grace Kalakantha Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.